And so it's great that we've got so many students of that university who are speaking up, and it's also great that they are supported by some fantastic teaching staff. So I'm going to ask Umberto to come up now and speak to us. Umberto, who is an archaeologist by profession, but a great advocate for Palestine.
Thank you very much, Annie. It's such a great honor to be with you. I think originally Annie asked me to speak because suggesting I could offer a perspective from another country. As you will realize from my accent, I am not exactly local. I'm Italian, and a compatriot of mine, this is what I want to talk about. And then I want to talk about anti-Semitism and fascism in continuation with what has just been said. But there is a well-known, many of you compatriot of me, called Francesca Albanese, and she's the United Nations Special Rapporteur to occupy the territory of Palestine. And I just want to mention something that happened in Italy in order to develop this discussion and try to see the relevance of that to our struggle. Well, Francesca was recently invited to speak to the Italian Parliament. This, which she did, and she spoke about the economics of genocide, which is something she's a real expert on. And this really unsettled many people in the Italian Parliament, and particularly the government. And I will say a few words about the Italian government in a minute, to the point that people started asking questions in Parliament about what right Francesca Albanese had to speak to the Italian Parliament, considering that she was anti-Semitic, she was a controversial figure, so on and so forth. All situations you will be perfectly familiar with. Okay, I just wanted to mention that among the signatories of this question in Parliament against the presence of Francesca Albanese was a man who is in the Italian cabinet called Galeazzo Bignami, known for wearing a Nazi swastika at social events. And a number of people like that, okay? So you will understand what is the continuation between the ideology of these people and the anti-Semitic sentiment which is fully present in the Italian government. Who is in the Italian government? Basically, they are the neo-fascists. They can't call themselves like that because in Italy, the fascist party has been declared illegal, okay? But if you look across the border of the Italian cabinet, you see that there are lots of people who are nostalgic of fascism. Just to mention another name, Claudio Durigon, who was a former member of the cabinet, is somebody who suggested that an Italian park, who is currently named in honor of two very famous Italian judges who were killed by the mafia, would be renamed in honor of Arnaldo Mussolini, the brother of the better-known Benito Mussolini, who I'm sure doesn't need any introduction. Ignazio La Russa, who is the president of the Senate, is the proud owner of many fascist memorabilia in his house. So what is the relevance of all this? Well, you have to know that we have 20 years of fascism in Italy from the 20s until the end of the war. The fascists were absolutely instrumental in the genocide of the Jews. Trains after trains of Jews were sent from Italy to Auschwitz and other concentration camps. Okay, so I have to say that also Giorgia Meloni, the Italian Prime Minister, has several times expressed her admiration for Benito Mussolini. So you might wonder how is possible that these people are accusing other or anti-Semitism when they themselves are obviously ideologically and historically related to an appalling anti-Semitic fascist regime in Italy. I think there is an explanation for that, and to be honest with you, I think their alignment with the state of Israel makes perfect sense. And the reason why I think it makes perfect sense is because I think the headquarters of anti-Semitism in the world nowadays is in Tel Aviv. What is the reason for saying that? Okay, you will all be familiar with the fact that there have been a number of controversial definitions of anti-Semitism. One of these, which is really the darling of the kind of the apologists of the Israeli state, is the definition provided by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, better known as the IHRA. Now, listen to me carefully. There are some good things in that definition. One of the elements that they are regarded as a definition of anti-Semitism is targeting the state of Israel conceived as a Jewish collectivity. Okay, listen to this very carefully. Holding Jews collectively responsible for actions of the state of Israel. This is exactly what Netanyahu and his friends and his apologists around the world do all the time. So there is a clear line there between the history of fascism, anti-Semitism, and the state of Israel. What we need to know is to realize that if this right-wing alliance in combination with Israel is, our enemy in the struggle to Palestine, is because in order to be credible anti-fascist today, we have to be anti-racist, and we all have to fight against any form of racism. There could be Islamophobia or obviously against the Jews or against any other minority around the world. This is our duty today. Moshe, every week, and he has done it today, reminds us, all of us, that we are people who come from all backgrounds. And our fight for Palestine is a fight for the oppressed of this world. Let's be clear, we are not struggling for the Palestinians because they are Palestinians. We are struggling for the Palestinians because they are the oppressed people of this world. And in the same way, we struggle for all the oppressed people of this world, whether they are Jews, they are black, they are sexual minority, they are sex minority, they are Aboriginal from Australia and so on. Last week, we were remembering the victims of the Chilean dictatorship, okay? The many victims of the Chilean dictatorship. And who were there to remember there? The same people I see here. And it makes perfect sense because we are here to fight against all forms of racism, fascism, and oppression. And the Israeli state, I'm afraid, is our first target at the moment. I just want to conclude by just saying, just one very personal note. I think we have had, we see all the horrible things that happen in the world at the moment. And sometimes I'm sure that I'm not alone in feeling down and feeling depressed about the state of the world. But I come here and I feel better, okay? I feel better with you, okay? And this is why it's important. We keep coming, we keep supporting each other because I mean, I said I'm Italian, but when I'm here, I feel proud of the city that has adopted me, or the city of Sheffield. So thank you for being here, and I just want to conclude with one short sentence in Italian, which I'm not going to translate. Vi voglio bene. Thank you very much. Free Palestine!
In answer to that, we say,